So, hopefully. There we go. Okay, you guys know what we're doing, right? It's like the food bank and second-hand store. So our first question is, do you know anyone who would benefit from using the food bank or second-hand store?
Food bank, yes. There's a lot of students and residents that we don't have much. That's a thing that is a good outlet for them.
Do you think that the food bank is like appreciated by most of them, or do you think that most of them just like they don't use it for their full potential?
Some may not use it to their full potential. Some may be scared or just don't know that it's there as an option for them.
How many people would use or benefit from using the food bank or second-hand store, do you think? There's some different.
Do you think more people would go to it if it was more widely known?
Yes.
And accessible?
How could we promote the food bank to bring more people in and make them feel more comfortable by doing so?
I think that this, sort of stigmatized the food bank and being around needs to be addressed. And, you can do that in, location. And, make it more, like, I've been to food banks that, you can feel sort of, wearing down, really depressing. And, I think there's ways to make it a little bit more welcoming and inviting to sort of people of all. I guess. There's a lot of people I think don't know this, and if you're going to the food bank, you're homeless or whatever's going on. But there are a lot of people who have jobs and they work really hard, but they just don't make enough sometimes to get through, and they don't want to go to the food bank because they say, well, I have a job, I try this, I don't want to be seen as one person who has to go to the food bank and stuff like that. Maybe have ways to sort of make it less about asking for help and more about reciprocal service, because people I think more likely want to work in some way, whether it's volunteering their time or whatever, than just getting something for free.
You mentioned the stigma behind like food banks and stuff like that. How do you think we could get rid of that stigma and just make it more open and accessible to everyone? Or do you think there is a way?
I think there's definitely a way. I think that things like instead of if you're someone who sort of needs that service, instead of just sort of going to the place and getting whatever you need, it's you can volunteer your time in exchange for that sort of stuff. And you don't need to make it necessarily. You need to make it sort of like less about here out of charity is some food or whatever you need. And then just the way that the food bank is promoted, I think would make a big difference.
Okay. If people are uncomfortable with taking part in going to the food bank or second-hand store, should there be a private service, do you think?
Yes, I think that private service would bring in more people.
And kind of benefit more?
Do you think there'd be a lot more people would be going to it if there was a private service? Like if that was a thing that could actually happen, do you think more people would use it?
Yeah, it could be for sure. If it could be more low key and less more private, I guess, for people. Because it's a really private thing, and especially
it's not such a public thing that you have to go out.
Okay. And the last question is, could we allow people using the service a chance to use it in a less public way?
Yeah, I guess it just, kind of that delivery service or something that makes it a little bit less of a public, thing. Especially, some like people with families, who have jobs and work and, try to maintain that sort of, sort of status or whatever you want to call it. And if they don't necessarily want to sort of like advocate for her, so keeping it a little bit more private and get a lot more